Hey everyone, my name is Carlos, Goodbrand's CEO and co-founder. And in this video, I wanted to show you something that many companies are experiencing, but it's very, very hard to explain why they are adopting it. Um, we're calling it conversational analytics. And I think that the way usually analytics worked was having, for example, a Tableau dashboard, Power BI dashboard, going there and just interacting by yourself with that data. But now companies are adopting this new way of analytics, which is multimodal, right? Instead of unidirectional, multimodal. And the reason that's important is because when you have data in the tools that you use every day, you spark conversations around that data. And that's proving to be invaluable. And the reason is because when you spark those conversations, you can find a deeper truth, right? Because it's embedded in you every day. You can discern about concepts, about the specific information, etc. So I want to show you really quickly what a company here in the United States is doing with this approach. So let me show you first what they're doing in Slack. So basically, this is the first window I want to show. Basically, in Slack, what they're doing is they're creating several different Slack channels. One is for directors, where they're sending not only daily metrics of sales, but they're also sending weekly and monthly metrics. And the cool thing about that is that, again, it sparks conversations between the directors on the state of the company and specifically in the sales. The difference about this is the same as when Slack came out, right? Like when Slack came out, everybody's like, what's the big deal about Slack? But suddenly people were all the time in Slack having real-time conversations. The same with data. Like if you have to go every single day to a Slack dashboard, you're not gonna do it first thing in the morning. You maybe do it whenever you have time. But if you have the information in Slack, it's there, it's real time, it's where you work. So I think that's a big difference that it's very hard to explain why it's benefiting companies. But then they're creating, for example, Slack channels for specific people. So in this case, for example, this salesperson is getting sales messages every single day, and as you can see, it's sparking conversations with his managers on his sales metrics. So that's very interesting because beforehand that doesn't happen. Like before this didn't happen. It just like were formal meetings or calls or whatever. But in here, everybody has the same information first thing in the morning every single day. So this is like one part. But then they're using, and let me stop share here. And let me go now to Notion, because this is another thing that they're doing, and it is they're creating Notion dashboards so that they can have some charts here. And again, what's happening with Notion is that they can easily share these charts with different people, but not only that, they can easily start adding comments on specific charts or even on all of these analytics with it's a totally different approach than the traditional BI tools. But not only that, they also created an app. So let me change again my screen here. um, and let me pop up the app that they created. All right. So this is an app, an iOS app that they created where they're connected to Datagram and they're bringing data for the specific salespeople so that they can have this app to not only query their information, their commissions, etc., but also to ask questions to the data in natural language. And that way they can ask anything. Like, for example, give me the amount of total jobs this month, and this will query the data of this specific salesperson. So it's very interesting how these companies are starting to use this multimodal analytics to spark conversations every single day around the data in the tools that they need and in the language that they need now with AI, which I think it's new, is different, because before we were just used to going into a static dashboard. And by static, I'm not meaning that you can, of course, filter out whatever you need. But by static, I mean not embedded in your day-to-day conversations. And I think that's a huge shift in terms of data and analytics that I think that teams that want to be successful need to urgently adopt, and that goes to sales, marketing, growth, operations, among others. So hopefully, this small sample helps. But I just wanted to portray what this multimodal analytics means and how you can have data in a lot of different channels so that you can interact with your data in a more fluent and speedy and daily way. So hope this helps.